Alright, hello everyone. So I thought this contraption here is neat enough and useful enough to make a video on. So this is an upwards facing zero-tick smart piston. And generally these kinds of upwards smart pistons are a bit harder to do than these kinds of sideways smart pistons because you can't power the incoming block because that's where the piston is, and it would get QC powered if you try to power from the side. So yeah, you might be able to see how this thing works just by looking at it, but I'm going to try explaining anyway. So we're actually detecting the note block change here. It's detecting the instrument change. So 2 game ticks after this starts moving, this observer detects that, which powers this block and powers this piston. However, this bottom piston doesn't start extending yet until the next game tick when this block arrives. And this block arriving, I'm pretty sure, is actually what updates this bottom piston to tell it to start extending, because it'll be right in the middle of this block getting powered. So when this starts extending, it removes this power source, so this piston starts retracting and updates this bottom piston to zero tick. So it works just like that. And yeah, obviously this only works with solid blocks because you need to power this block here. Yeah, so pretty much the only alternative that I know of is something like this. This is El Mango's 3 game tick bud, and it works by detecting a block right here from this budded piston. So this one obviously has the main advantage that you can use transparent blocks with it, and it also is a bit faster. It actually resets in 3 game ticks. However, 3 game tick block streams are kind of hard to deal with, even with these kinds of smart pistons here. Yeah, so back to this one. There's actually a few blocks that you can't detect this instrument change with. For example, copper. You can't detect that. But what you can do is just power this bottom block with a torch, and now you can detect this note block powering on and off. So that also works. One last thing is, if you're using this thing in like a farm and you've just built this thing up, this is kind of the bare minimum of blocks you need for this thing to work. This one obviously because it gets powered, and these 2 here you need because if you just let the blocks come in on their own, then this observer would update at the wrong time. So yeah, just need these 3 blocks here like that, and then the rest can come in just like that. Nice. Okay, last thing here is I can show that it is tileable. I've got 4 of them next to each other here. I can place blocks in like that. I can also place a bunch at the same time, like that. Why does that look sick? It's kind of odd. Why is that sick? Anyway, I can also place them one at a time. So yeah, it is tileable. Alright then, thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.